Welcome to the first installment of Kamali Academy's online mental math class, Quick Techniques. This is Baba, Dr. Brother Samori Kamar here with you from Kamali Academy. So let's just go ahead on and get right into it. You're going to learn some quick techniques that you can use with your friends and your family to impress them with your mental math skills. Let's jump in. So multiplying by 11. Really simple. All you do is you're going to multiply, let's say, these two numbers right here. 3 times 1, which is going to be 3. Then we leave a little space there. 2 times 1, which is going to be 2. All right? So you have your first number and your last number. How do you get the middle number? By simply adding 3 and 2. And 3 plus 2 is 5. You see how easy that is? So we just do 3 times 1, 2 times 1. That'll be our outside numbers. And we add the two numbers at the top so that we can get the middle number. Right? We got that? Let's move on to the next one really quickly. We have 81 times 11. Again, we want to go, let's see, let me get another color here. We're going to go 8 times 1, which is 8. Put a little thing there because we know we're going to have a middle number. Then we say 1 times 1 is 1. Then we add these two together and we get 8 plus 1 equals 9. So your answer is 891. Let's look at this next one. Now this one is a little bit different and you will see. First, what do? 8 times 1 is 8, right? 5 times 1 is 5. Now we add these two numbers together, 8 plus 5, and we get 13. So what do? We put our 3 here, right? And we put a little small 1 next to the 8, telling us that we need to add that or carry that 1 over to the 8, and that's going to make the 8 a 9. So our answer is 935. You can get these in your head. It's really easy. I'm sure you can go out right now and impress your friends with this mental math skill here. Let's look at a couple more. We have 77 times 11. I think you should have it already. I know you can get this answer. What is the answer? Let's see if you got it. All right, so we know we do 7 times 1. 7 times 1, that's our outside numbers. Now 7 plus 7 is 14. We put our 4, carry our 1, so we get 847. 847. Let's look at 63 times 11. I know that one is 693. Real simple. 6. We have our 3 over here. We add those two, and we have 9. 693. Pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. Let's move on. You can actually do these with 3-digit numbers as well. So we have 314 times 11. It's a little bit of difference, but the first part is the same. We're going to multiply 3 times 1, and we get 3. That's going to be our first number, right? Then 4 times 1 is going to be our last number. Now, how do we get the middle numbers? Here it is. You're going to add 3 plus 1, which will give you what? 4. And then you're going to add 4 plus 1, which gives you what? 5. Use your calculator. You'll see that the answer is 3,454. Real simple. Same thing over here. 635 times 11. Again, we have our 6. We have our 5. How do we get the middle numbers? 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 6,985. You should be able to do these in your head. You're going to have little quizzes after this video. So please do the quizzes so you can lock your skills in. All right. Now let's look at this one. Squaring. Squaring numbers that end in 5. Super easy. Here's how you do it. 25 squared. 25 squared is 625. How do we know that? What you want to do is you want to take this first number, which is a 2. Let me change that. Which is a 2, right? And you want to think about what's the next highest number after 2, which is 3. Right? So we're going to bring it up to 3. Now, once we have that 3, we're going to say 3 times 2 is 6. Right? And when it ends in 5, when a number ends in 5, we know that 5 squared, or 5 times squared, or 5 times 5, is 25. So we just add the 25 on there. Right? So the first thing we do is bring the first number, right, up to the next number, which is 3. In this case, multiply it. So 3 times 2, and we get 6, and then we just add the 25 on it. Right? So let's look at another example really quick. 4, we want to bring it up to what? 5, right? So 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 squared is 25. So your answer is 2025, or 2025. You see that? Pretty simple. Let's look at these two. I think you should get these. Go ahead. Go ahead. 75 squared is what? Boom. I'm sure you got it. I'm sure you got it. 5625. 5625. So we went up to what? 8. Right? And 8 times 7 is 56. Then 5 times 5, or 5 squared, is 25. Let's look at this one. 85 squared is what? 7225. Right? 7225. We'll get into some other numbers later in this class about how to or square numbers. Let's say 81 squared. We'll do that a little bit later. We just want to give you some quick tips today. And so we know that we move this 8 up to what? 9. Right? 9 times 8 is 72. And we put our 25 on there. Put our 25 on there. Right? Now here's a special case here when we're multiplying two-digit numbers. And we'll get deeper into multiplying two-digit numbers. But when we have two-digit numbers that begin with the same number, right, with 8, and the last number, the last numbers, when you add them up, equal 10. They're very similar to squaring the numbers with which end in 5, right? So we have 83 times 87. All you do is you take that first number, which is 83, well, which is 8, and you bring it up to the next number, which is what? 9, right? And you multiply that. 9 times 8 is 72. And 3 times 7 is 21. And that's all you do. You're going to bring, again, that first number up to the next number, which is 9. Multiply that, and you just multiply the back numbers. 3 times 7 equals 21. Now, that's only when the first numbers are the same and the last two numbers equal, when you add them up, equal 10. Right? So let's look at this one right here. 44 times 46. Again, we want to bring up that first number to what number? 5. Multiply that, we get 20, right? 5 times 4 is 20. And then 4 times 6 is 24. So there's your answer right there. So there's your answer. We want to multiply the first number times the next number up. We get the first digits, and the back digit times itself, 4 times 6, and we get 24. We see that? Pretty simple. Let's do a little bit of review. What is 45 times 11? Right, I know you got it, right? 495. Now, what is 254 times 11? What you got? What you got? You got what? 2, 7, 9, 4. 2,794. Is that correct? You checked it? Let's do a little bit more review. Right, so we have 95 squared. 95 squared. You remember what we have to do? 90, 25, right? 90, 25, because bring up 9 to the next number, which is 10. 10 times 9 is 90, and 5 times 5 is 25. Let's look at this one. Remember this one? 39 times 39 times 31, right? Again, what is this going to be? 1209 this time. 1209. 1,209, because we bring this 3 up to the 4, and we multiply that, and we get 12, and 9 times 1 is 9, and we just put our 0 in front of that. All right, so this has been your first class in mental math skills. All right, so next you want to go and do the activity and do the quiz to lock your new math skills in. And please go out and ask people to give you, simple squaring problems like 95 squared. Two-digit numbers that end in 5, you'll be able to impress them. Also, you want to ask people to give you 2-digit or 3-digit numbers times 11. You got those skills. All right? So go out and use them. I'll see you next time. Revolutionary love.